Nobody else in the top 100 is 19 at AAA. Thought that maybe Jackson Churio could have gotten there, but he's 20 years old. Ethan Salas in San Diego is like 12, and he's in Double A.
I was about to say,
he'll probably
like 5 years old.
be there. But Jackson Holliday, in case you forgot, started this season with low single-A Delmarva. He played 14 games there and hit about 400, so they decided, yeah, you're probably good for high-A Aberdeen. There he plays 57 games, hits .314 with an on-base percentage over .450 and a .940 OPS. And then he goes to Double-A Bowie. And I think that getting to Double-A Bowie was very impressive.
That was his goal.
For Jackson Holliday. Yeah, that was his goal at the beginning of the season. When we talked to him, he said that he wanted to get to Double-A by the end of the year to put himself in a good position to make the majors in 2024. And we thought at the time that that goal was pretty lofty, of getting to Double-A Bowie in just his age 19 season, his first full year of professional baseball. We saw, Colton Cowser get up to that level in his first year of professional baseball, but Colton Cowser was a well-established college hitter. Same goes for Adley Rutschman. And if Jackson Holliday was going to get to Double-A Bowie this year, he was going to be on a Gunnar Henderson-like trajectory, where you are a high school draft pick, and you have just played so well that even though you're way younger than everybody else, you still get up to Double-A. And then Holliday gets up to Double-A Bowie, and in 36 games hits .338 with a .421 on-base percentage, an OPS close to .930, 3 homers, 3 triples, 9 doubles.
Do you think he's impressing himself, or is he just like, this is what I do?
He has to be.
Right. Like, yeah, I guess he kind of let the cat out of the bag, letting us know what his goals were. But, like, if he hadn't done that, I could have believed that he just is a machine, and he absolutely thought this was going to happen.
Yeah. But, again, it was his goal for the season to get to Double-A Bowie. And, again, to put it into some more context, Colton Cowser got up to AAA in his first professional season, which, again, was very impressive. He was one of the first members of his draft class to get up to that point. I think it was Colton Cowser and Sal Frelick had been up to AAA. But again, Colton Cowser was 22, and he was a college draft pick.
Yeah.
It was still great, but that was his first professional season after 3 years.
He was expected to be more established.
Of college baseball.
Yeah.
Exactly. Adley Rutschman got up to AAA in 2021 at age 23. We'll give Adley Rutschman a little bit of a pass there in terms of the age, because we know the minor league season got canceled in 2020. He probably would have been there sooner. But again, at best, Adley Rutschman is getting to AAA at age 22, again, because he was a 3-year college hitter at Oregon State. Gunnar Henderson, again, who we said it was very impressive for Gunnar to get up to Double-A, very impressive for him to get up to Triple-A when he did. Gunnar got up to Triple-A last season at 21 years old, which was incredible. Jackson Holliday is 19, and he's there.
Yeah, he has a real chance to make a major league debut at 20 years old.
Yeah.
Which is
He doesn't
bonkers.
turn 20 until December.
Yeah, so he'll turn 20 in December, and then next year, you don't know what's going to happen. He could be called up. He's going to be a name in circulation of being called up throughout the season.
Yeah.
He's going to be your Jordan Westberg, your Joey Ortiz, your Colton Cowser of this year, in terms of, is he going to make the call? Maybe if he has a good spring training, he'll be a Grayson Rodriguez kind of candidate to make the opening day roster, but who knows? He is so talented, and like you said, those numbers that he's put up at every single level now continue to impress, even though it seems like, all right, he did it there, but he's not going to be able to do it here. And then he just keeps proving you wrong.
Yeah, he hit better in Double-A Bowie than he hit in High-A Aberdeen. The on-base percentage took a little bit of a dip. He was striking out a little bit more, walking a little bit less. But again, that's to be expected when you are, at that point, still 2-3 years younger than everybody else. But now in AAA, he's 3, 4, 5 years younger than everybody else. And he is facing pitchers who are either, again, on the brink of the majors or have been in the majors for a while and are bouncing back and forth between AAA and the big leagues. Think about some of the pitchers that are on the Norfolk Tides roster right now. in terms of guys that Jackson Holliday, could be facing on other teams. But for the Orioles right now, you have John Means, Tyler Wells, Brian Baker, Mike Baumann. Those are all pretty well established big league pitchers.
Those are major leaguers, yeah.
Yeah, guys that are either there on rehab assignment or are just down in AAA getting some innings and might be back up in Baltimore at some point soon. Those are the types of pitchers that Jackson Holliday is now facing. The 19-year-old who was drafted out of high school last year.
It's so difficult to put this into perspective.
Yeah.
Because he's flown from the kid who seemed like he was so far away, but yet so talented, to now being knocking on the door. In terms of the guys that he's going to be teammates with now, you're putting them into the conversation with guys who are well-established MLB ball players. But 20 years old in December, a good chance he makes his debut yet next year. We listed the ages of the other guys. In terms of MLB debuts, Adley, 24, Gunnar, 21, Jordan Westburg, 24, Cowser, 23, Grayson Rodriguez, 23.
Yeah.
The only other guy I can think of, Kevin Gausman, was 21. I don't think anybody did it at 20. I mean, this is getting ridiculous.
Juan Soto? Jason Dominguez is really the only other guy on the top 100 that you can look at a similar level right now. Jason Dominguez is 20 and just made his big league debut for the Yankees. But Jackson Holliday, again, like you mentioned, I think at the beginning of the season, if you were looking way down the line and said, okay, when is Jackson Holliday going to be a big leaguer? I think your loftiest expectations would have been maybe we see him in September of 2024.
Agreed.
Maybe he's like a fun end of the season call-up that could help the Orioles in the playoffs, and it would be a really young, fun, exciting story if he was 20 years old, the Orioles were making the playoffs in 2024, he's here to make a push, maybe he gives you 15, 20 games in the big leagues. But now you're looking at Jackson Holliday as somebody who could be a pretty early on in the season call-up. I think that's still pretty lofty, but he's going to get about 20 games in AAA at the end of this year.